Welcome back to it. This is the Health Matters podcast. My name is Sipho Masigo, and of course, it's day 4 of the conference that's taking place here in Wild Coast Sun. And today I have a guest who just blew me away with the information that she had to share with me, and I'm so excited to speak to her. My sister, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Sipho?
I'm good. Tell us your name and your surname and where you're from.
All right. My name is Tumelo Mokoena. The company that I work for, because I think that's what's more relevant in this discussion.
Yeah.
I work for the South African Responsible Gambling Foundation.
Okay.
We are based in Parktown. However, we service the whole of South Africa. Parktown in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you are here because it's an important week for people in the healthcare sector.
Definitely.
But you are here to learn, I'm sure. And why else are you here?
Okay. So we are here because, of course, it's the Employee Assistance Professionals Week.
Yeah.
And we also have an employee assistance program because the health of employees also matters to us as well. Our services are for all South Africans, whatever age group. So we then tend to have programs that are specifically made for certain groups, which then would be also the employees.
Yeah.
So the reason we're here is that so we can talk to employee assistance professionals about the services that we offer and how we can assist them when it comes to a gambling problem, how they can also identify a person with a gambling problem at a workplace, how it can affect them, and the services that we can offer them for free.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so gambling is a big problem. You were telling me how bad it actually is. But for those who don't know, how bad is the situation?
I wouldn't say gambling is a problem per se.
Okay.
Problem gambling is the problem that we're facing. Because there's then a difference between gambling socially and responsibly, and then gambling with a gambling addiction and problem gambling.
Problem gambling.
Problem gambling.
I've never heard of that. Okay. Okay.
So these are industry terminologies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have a person, we have a social gambler, 3 types of gamblers. Let me start there. There's a social gambler, there's a problem gambler, and there's a disordered gambler.
Okay.
So now when I speak of this, I'd like you to just quickly visualize a robot. The traffic light.
Yeah.
When you approach the traffic light and it's green, it means you can go.
Yeah.
Right? You're good to go.
Yeah.
That's a social gambler.
Okay.
Person who gambles responsibly, they are good to go. They can gamble as long as they are gambling within their means and so forth.
Yes.
And then there's the amber, where you are preparing to stop, right? And I know that we tend to pass.
Yes. But it's there for a reason.
It's there for a reason.
And it's not a red and it's not a green.
It's not a green. It says you must prepare to stop.
Yeah.
K53 says you must prepare to stop. You
Yeah.
must be stopping when you get there, preparing yourself to stop.
Yeah.
So that's now a problem gambler.
Okay.
You're starting to face issues that come with your gambling habits, but you are still within a space where you can rehabilitate and go back to being a social gambler. Right? You just need to now take necessary measurements and go for counseling before it gets completely bad.
Yes.
And now, you know what's next?
No.
Where you need to stop at a traffic light. No matter what happens, you are stopping.
Okay.
That's disordered gambling.
Disorder.
Yes, disordered gambler.
Okay.
So that's someone who's completely addicted at this stage.
Yes.
They are in denial that they have a gambling problem. They are facing heavy consequences of their gambling habits. That's someone who's going to now start selling their household items or start borrowing a whole huge amounts of money. They've been exhausted, legal ways of borrowing money. They start tapping into abomashonisa and stuff like that because they have the urge driving them to gamble. They can't control themselves anymore. They've lost complete control over their gambling habits. That's now a disordered gambler. And that's where we tend to now see suicide ideation and committing of suicide.
Yes.
So yes.
Sure. So South Africa, what could be the cause for? I mean, I think addiction is different for everybody, but it could be depression, could be whatever. But what is it common? What is the common thread?
I think it differs with a person.
Okay.
I'm not really a counselor. I practice as a digital communication specialist at the foundation, and I'm responsible for advocacy and awareness as well.
Okay.
So I think the counselors would touch on deeply, but I know from previous sessions that we've had, it differs with the person, but the common cause that we've identified is the repetition of behavior, a cycle of behavior from a very young age going into adulthood and so forth and so forth. There's this little game that we like playing in our homes, the spinning of coins.
Oh yes, Izweep.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that one.
You play it as a child.
Yeah.
Children take those games to school. That's a gambling game, by the way.
It is.
And then they move with it to the community, and then it grows. That person starts going to the casino, they start playing slot machines, they start playing cards. So they keep upgrading the act and over again. So there's brain chemicals that are released when we are doing everything that we do. In fact, we release brain chemicals. We even call them happy hormones in our thingy. In our awareness sessions, in our terminology, we call them happy hormones. So these brain chemicals are responsible for stabilizing your emotions and for registering each and everything that happens in your brain. So apparently, from the psychologist at the foundation, children release twice the brain chemicals. That puts them at risk of becoming addicted to each and everything that they do, especially in adolescence stage.
Really?
Yes. But now you only feel the effects when you now keep doing the act over and over and over again.
Yeah.
For example, earlier on, remember when I made the example about the cigarette when we were having our own discussion, right? When you start smoking a cigarette today, you don't get lung cancer today.
True.
You smoke it over and over again, and you start feeling the effects after a period of time, and you do the act over and over again.
Yeah.
It's the same with gambling addiction. So the more you participate in the act is the more you rewire your brain chemicals. And if a child releases twice the brain chemicals, meaning they are with this risk-taking behavior, they are releasing more brain chemicals than they should, and their brain now starts failing to handle the brain chemicals that they are releasing. That's why Besotolumuntu Segana 22 and suffering from a gambling addiction.
Yes.
It's been something they were doing over and over again, where they were introduced by the same parent that was supposed to protect them, but our parents are not aware that basfundisu gambula sibancane. That's why there's an age restriction for alcohol, for sex, for drugs, and so forth, because umuntu omncane cannot make wise decisions and cannot handle the effects that come with all these risk-taking behaviors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. And then, so let's talk about what you do. You creating awareness, you are a digital communicator.
Yes.
What's that space like for you?
All right. Kuningi. The creating of awareness, I think, should be probably my favorite part of the job.
Okay.
Because every time I explain this concept, people get blown away.
Really?
Because it's something that, you know when you know something happens, but you don't really take it serious.
Sure.
And then you hear in depth how it actually happens, and it's things that happened and we don't really pay attention.
True.
Like, have you seen a gambling ad?
Yeah.
You've seen it, right? Have you ever heard at the end of it where they say National Responsible Gambling Program, call the toll-free counseling line 0800006008, winners know when to stop.
Yes.
That is us. But you're probably out of 10 people that have realized that, and it's there with each and every gambling advert there is out there.
Wow.
So my job now is to make people realize and be conscious of the things that happen around them when it comes to gambling related stuff, so that they are able to see when they have a gambling problem, so that they are able to see when someone close to them has a gambling problem and they know where to get help. Because umuntu uzothi hi nina thina askaze sanibona sinazi, and you ask them okay ayibona advert yani ati So you paid attention to win big.
Yeah.
Choose gamble responsibly,
Yeah.
call the National Responsible Gambling Pro, and so forth. So my job is to make people aware of that. So part of my job is to do that digitally as well. To manage the social media platforms and so forth, create content around this issue with my colleagues and so forth.
And are you enjoying what you do?
Love it so much.
Because your face lights up when you talk about it.
I enjoy it so much. You know, when I finished school, I was working somewhere else, not really practicing strategic communications and so forth. I got into the foundation as a communications intern. And then I discovered digital marketing. But then they took me out to do presentations. I was so happy. I was so happy. Because
it's like you're a kid in a candy store.
In a candy store. Every time I have to stand in front of people and talk about this issue, I get so excited to a point where I do research of my own. I sit in the counseling line and take the calls and listen and do the referrals with the counselors as well. I am so passionate about this issue because it's something that's never spoken about. By the way, a gambling problem is a mental health disorder. You know, that goes with depression and anxiety, and the end result, we know, usually the case is suicide ideation.
That's true.
So I've realized that yes, we have a lot of conversations about depression and anxiety and how to deal with your anxiety and so forth, but we never really speak about this gambling problem that is also a mental health disorder. And now I've taken it upon me to drive that conversation. I want people to be aware of it. You know, I want people to know that there's this issue and it contributes to people's well-being because it also comes with comorbidities. That's a alcohol drinking problem and drug problem because I'm sure when you release those brain chemicals, you even pass a point where this one thing that you do, gambling, doesn't satisfy you anymore. So you add all these other things that intoxicate your brain so that you can reach the desired effect.
That's so crazy.
Yes.
But you've got such a powerful message, or you've got such a powerful responsibility upon your shoulders. I mean, you know, as you talk about how people are addicted to gambling, and I mean, I've seen gamblers. They're addicted here, but they're also addicted here, and they like smoking and drink
at the same time.
And then once they are drunk, they probably make more bad decisions after they leave the gambling place. You know, so it's quite a very tough job you've got ahead of you. But
it is.
What I'm happy about is that you're passionate about it, because nothing kills the passion, right?
Definitely.
So every morning it's like, you're ready.
I'm excited. You know what? Listen, even if I get to, a gambling establishment and there's this one person who's aggressive, I understand that it comes with the problem that's there. And I also understand to differentiate that not everyone is a problem gambler. But everyone needs to hear the message because somehow they are affected. Because if I come across someone who lost and they are so mad because they've been doing this over and over again, trying to satisfy how they feel. Because when you're now addicted, it no longer becomes about winning. It becomes about satisfying the urge. You have an urge. Someone who smokes would actually relate to this because you hear people who smokes going like, I need a smoke. That's what gambling does as well. I need to gamble. So it becomes about satisfying the urge. It doesn't become about winning anymore. It doesn't become about entertaining yourself anymore. It's all about now satisfying the urge. So I need to now differentiate between this person could have a problem. You could get affected somehow. Maybe that person is angry and they become aggressive because other effects that come with problem gambling is gender-based violence.
That's so true.
Yes.
Because when you've lost money, you go and fight at home.
At home. And before home, you fight with the people that work there. They get affected. You understand?
Yes.
And then you go out, you bump someone at the traffic light. They get affected. But people don't know. You understand? You get home, the children are neglected, you're so mad, you just, smash everything, you make noise, you shout. The children are affected. You go to work, you're lacking at work, you're constantly thinking, I need to buy that voucher and place a bet. Your work is affected. So all aspects of your life are affected, not to even forget the financial part of your life also gets affected because people get into debt. They borrow money to fund their gambling habits.
Yeah.
So a lot of things get affected. So I always have to bear in mind that this person may be going through a lot.
Yeah.
And as much as sometimes I can receive a backlash, I need to take it with a,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
just
here to
accept
help.
it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm here to help.
My last question to you is, you spoke about the rise of gambling among young people in the last 2 years,
2 years
since,
or so.
since after
Yeah.
COVID. What was the reason? Is it because digitally all these betting places have just shot up during COVID?
So now I'll start with before COVID.
Okay.
So before COVID, we identified that people that were seeking treatment were the elder generation.
Yeah.
So we also then looked at that data, and then we found that also from my field observation, because I do visit the gambling establishments, right? You would only see a certain age group at the gambling establishments. That's the elderly mostly, and so forth. They've retired. They don't have to be anywhere physically. Then they go to the, gambling establishment and spend their day there.
Yeah.
And then you have the offering. Remember also with the cell phone, use of smartphones, they are not really good with that.
Yes.
And then COVID hit. They couldn't now move and go there. Everyone had to sit at home.
Yes.
So now the offerings upgraded to a cell phone device or any cellular device. And guess which generation
Is there?
excels in that?
Yeah.
You know
Gen
which
Z.
generation
Yeah.
excels in that?
Yo,
exactly.
my goodness. Yeah.
So the younger generation then going down from 35 up until, back down is the one that now starts participating a lot. This is the generation that can just buy a voucher from a banking app, buy an airtime from a banking app, wherever. The grandmother, they need to go out to the shops. They can't really buy that airtime from, the banking app. They don't even know how to use the banking app. They'd rather keep their money in the mattress.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So you look at the differences between these two targets, and then you identify why you see the younger generation rising, right? But because the access to cell phone is so much these days, it fluctuated so much compared to the older generation. Like when you look at the stats of how many people would seek treatment, the fluctuation really went high.
Yeah.
And also with the effects that came with COVID, people lost their jobs, people had to sit at home, people, they were just trying to find means to make a living as well.
Yeah.
So that also contributed to people constantly gambling in hopes of getting something in return that's going to keep them going. Unemployment keeps rising.
Yeah.
People had a lot of kids during COVID.
True.
There's just a lot of social effects that are contributing to this problem, and people are not really aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like you to speak into that camera over there and just a word of message, whether it's a shout out to your moms or shout out to the family, shout out to the boyfriend, shout out to everyone, but also just some words of encouragement to the delegates who are attending here, please.
All right, thank you. Yes. So all I want to say today is that a gambling problem hurts, but it does not have to be that way. You can simply call our toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008. And we can offer you free treatment and counseling that will help you and your family members that are affected by a problem gambling, right? So to all the delegates, thank you for having us. It's been nice, same as last year. See you again next year. Our services are going to stay the same because we are still the South African Responsible Gambling Foundation. We're going to continue being that. Shout out to my mother, shout out to my supervisor and my manager, Levu. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, that was amazing. Yay! I loved it. It sounded like it was a rehearsed advert. Thank you for chatting.
Because I say it a lot.
You say it a lot.
I say it a lot.
I'm like, advert. It was.
I say it a lot. Yeah.
Oh man, it's been awesome chatting to you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Having me.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
great. Thank you so much. Ne?
Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, we are again back, and I'm about to speak to him and just hear Khorikimang and where he's from. Kopa fella, just your name and tell us where you're from.
Okay, my name is Mudisa Utsile Matebesi, and I'm from Office of the Premier Northwest.
Oh, le tlhaga kaofela ko Northwest.
Iya,
Ra leboga bu.
Alright.
The homeboy.
Hey,
re kgakala re ko Matebeleng.
go Matebeleng. Mara nna ke tlhaga ko plekeng wa ke tsore wa e tseba is between Lichtenburg and Mafikeng ba re ke Itsoseng.
Ke itse Itsoseng. O grand Grootmanak.
Man ke shapo braka man.
Tara.
Alright.
Abuti man, tell us your experience at this conference. How has it been for you?
No, it's not for the first time I attend this conference, but this year it's so exceptional compared to 2 previous ones that I've attended.
Yeah. What stood out for you? What made it so different?
No, especially the exhibitors. Really, they make my day.
Really?
I don't know why it should be a final day today. I think we can just revert back and start afresh. Okay, my brother.
Yeah. And then some of the sessions, I mean, you've been attending the session. Is there any specific presentations for when they stood out for you?
Yeah, really, especially the one that has just been presented there. Addiction.
Okay.
So I really like it because from where I come from, so we have a serious problem about the abuse, the substances.
Yeah.
So maybe this thing is just an eye opener for I must just have an input regarding the assistance, the substance abusers. So I was so impressed about it. And then the toxic leadership. In the workplace. So so really I was so impressed.
And you could relate, Leon.
Yes, I could relate, but fortunately, so far I haven't experienced any toxic leaders in my working place.
Yeah.
So,
but everything is telesharp.
But the next part, Corona, we are not so much politically influenced. We are the administration.
Yes. Abutaka, so there was a networking session Tuesday. Tonight there's a gala dinner. I'm sure nobody kapile because sharp.
Yeah, I no problem. I can phobia ya sutu. So I don't think I'll put on my suit for this evening. But yesterday for networking, I really enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
I mingled with this guy from Swaziland.
Yeah.
And I learned some few Swati words, but even though I forgot, I'm not saying for Campos, but when I but really, I had a nice mingle last night.
No, that's awesome, Abuti. Right. There is your camera there. Kopa Obla Lady Delegates, just give them this one here.
Okay.
Yeah, just to give them a word of advice and maybe message of support to the delegates who are attending the conference.
Okay, the message of support, what I can say is that I learned a lot out of this conference, and then I will also encourage those who are still at home that they must try and attend this, then they won't regret to be here.
Yeah.
So it's a nice thing that I experienced, and then I don't think this will end up here, and then I also want to come next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
No, Pruaka Kyaleboha, thank you so much for speaking to me.
Kyaleboha Maloma. But we had a bad experience ka flight retling ka yona. I just pray kita. Like my colleague kontinga tswa fa ke ha ke ipona ke le go gar thamo ka usana.
Sure. All right, we're still broadcasting all the way from the Wild Coast Sun, and I've been speaking to some amazing delegates to this conference. Right now, Kinali Grootmani, Otlobuelin, right here on the Health Matters podcast. Abuti, good morning or good afternoon. How are you?
Good morning, Jens.
I'm
doing fine.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Hey, get the for man. The energy levels.
Yeah, we are wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. Yeah. Yeah.
But it has been an amazing
Yeah.
conference, if I can say so.
Yeah. So what sort of stood out for you on the? Actually, before that, please tell us your name and where you're from, Kosmana.
All right, my name is Vincent Monche. I'm from Northwest.
Okay.
So I'm working for Office of the Premier
Yes.
for Employee Health and Wellness.
Office of the Premier.
Yeah,
Hey,
from
but
Northwest.
yeah. Hey, haleba change ya nagara. Yeah.
Politics.
Politics. Okay, say change the politics.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are happy to be here, obviously.
Yeah.
What stood out for you in this conference?
Especially the second day.
The second day.
Yeah, I think it was very informative.
Yeah.
We were taught about many things, including financial wellness.
Yeah.
Of which what stood out for me, it's that financial wellness. It's something that matters to the employees, and it's something that brings a lot of stress in the workplace.
True.
And productivity can be lessened because of that as a result.
Yes.
So I think what stood out to me is financial wellness. We
Yeah.
are also experiencing it from all aspects.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's what stood out for me. Besides that, what also stood out for me, I think it's an addiction. Because, yeah, we are talking addiction when it comes to substance abuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we leave addictions when there are digital addictions.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that we can really talk about, and then we only focus on the substance abuse.
Yeah.
We can talk about digital addictions, the social media, and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's a real challenge.
It is a real challenge, and it is affecting everybody.
Yeah.
You would think that because it is affecting people, especially those who are maybe using substance, without thinking that you like for now, I came from a session whereby we were taught about pornography addiction.
Oh, what? They spoke about that.
We spoke about that, and we spoke about online shopping.
Yes.
It's an addiction, and you can classify it as a behavioral addiction.
Yes.
And one in a conference, and Dr. Nyati
Yeah.
also taught us about the behavioral addiction. So it is all about the behavior that we are affected.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's what stood out for me.
Yeah.
Those sessions, the addiction, the substance addictions, and also the financials. And at the very same time, I cannot leave out the artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. AI. It's
AI.
gonna impact us.
It's
Yeah.
going to impact us. Some people are so afraid that it's going to take their employment.
And it's already here.
Yeah, it's already here, my brother. We are experiencing it.
Yeah.
Though we are approaching 5IR.
Yeah.
And I think that we need also to 5IR is all about including humanity.
Yes.
Yeah, in the industry,
Yeah.
not leaving out. Because 4IR, we're talking about the technology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
5IR, we need to include humanity in the space, and that is where employee health and wellness is all about. Tapping into the space and bringing the humanity in the space.
Yeah. No, great.
And you may think that all these addictions that we've been talking about, it's the same software, different applications.
Yes.
The other one is it's behavior, the other one is this. So it's the same software, different applications.
Absolutely.
Mm.
No, Bruaga, I want you to please tell the delegates, give them a message of support, or the fact that, because I've seen Kadi conference, if people come, they attend, they learn, and they don't apply. So maybe a message to the delegates.
All right, and I would like to you, delegates, ladies and gentlemen who have attended this Edu Week. It has been very massive, it's been very educative, and I hope that we didn't come here to Wild Coast Sun to have fun only. But we are here, we are educated, we are equipped. So I think it's high time so that we take whatever that we have taken and deposit to our employees, and also find the relevancy and the latest development, because we've been taught about the latest development. Our speakers have researched, so it's time where we take this and implement it in our own space or in our own workplace environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Krotmanaka, have fun tonight. I believe there's a gala dinner.
Yeah, there is.
I'm sure somebody kapile.
Yeah, there's a gala dinner. Yeah. The theme is glitz and glam.
Hey,
a touch of gold.
Yeah. Hey, Ditlo.
Ditlo. Remember Galabo we did in Diwa?
Hey,
we had fun. No, today Ditlo.
Yeah. Rescaita di pause.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Much as we are promoting people that they should take care of themselves, the STI, we also need to set the examples by us. It starts with us.
True.
And I like what this gentleman Kelly said.
Yeah.
It must start with you. You can't say people that go to gym, practice physical activities, and then you don't do that. So it must start with you.
True. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Krotmanaka, thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, bro.
Yeah, it is. It has been a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm broadcasting.
We're broadcasting all the way from the Wild Coast Sun, and of course it's the last day of the conference, and it's been so amazing speaking to all sorts of delegates who are attending this conference, and I'm sitting with one special lady. She wanted to come and say, Yazin Sipong How are you doing, my sister?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very good, thank you. Please tell us your name and tell us where you're from. Zonke Nombanda.
Yes. Originally, I'm from Monterey, but I'm staying in PA.
Okay.
So I'm from PA. I'm all the way from PA to here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now I'm working for Sanlam.
Oh, you're working for Sanlam?
Yes, I'm working for Sanlam.
Yeah.
So I'm here for that.
Okay, great. So, Ufiganin, Monday or Sunday?
If you get Sunday late.
Okay.
Because even we are Monday.
Oh, okay.
So, see, we arrived here by 10 o'clock. So, if we get 10 o'clock, in the best going.
Or in the morning? Or in the evening?
In the evening.
Oh.
Because if flight it be a bipango for.
Oh.
So, I figure up later, then I so figure up soon.
Okay. How was day one of the conference for you?
Yeah.
Benjani day one?
Day one, essentially, taught me
into names?
Yes,
yeah.
Because now I'm here just for business.
Okay.
So now I ask, but okay, there are things besides just in Japan. This is the area I'm in.
Yeah.
So it was a big awareness for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what have you enjoyed the most about being at the conference?
Enjoy uba sisonke singabantu abahlukileyo different provinces, but sidibane sikwazi uthetha sentshoba sibe right, ungabikho omnye ozoba wrong ngokungathi that loo nto iye yandihlaba umxhele kakhulu. Uba ungathi okay mna kuba I'm speaking this language andizokwazi ucommunicate nawe whatever. So those are the things, and nabantu bakhona
ba-friendly ne?
Yes, they are welcoming.
Nice. All right, so le camera le, you are going to look into it. I'd like you to give a message to ama delegates, uba encourage nje ukuthi basebenze kahle ngoba today is the last day, and then futhi kune gala dinner. Uzoba ready for igala? Uvile
bakhona igala.
Uzodresharisha?
Yiva nifuna nje kuzititivator.
Nice. Ngicela nje i-message to ama delegates.
Ndingathi bingumsebenzi omhle kakhulu. Kuyo yonke into yenzeke ngempumelelo, and nisifundise into ezininzi. We learned a lot. So at least mna ndine takeaway from here.
Takeaway?
Yes, ndinento endiyazi uba okay, I learned this, I learned that.
Yeah. And then you are going to apply some of the things.
Yes, I'm going to apply.
Yeah.
If uyandazi mna, if into ndifundile ndayazi,
Uyayenza.
to make sure uba ndase ihamba ohlobo lento, not olwahlobo endicima ndiyazi ngakhona. So I'm so happy, I'm so glad because kumnandi ukufunda something new each and every day.
Yeah.
Lando uyongezelela ulwazi phezulu onalo.
True.
So I'm so happy about that. Ingase ngaqhubekeka niyenza le nkqubo yenu niqhubekeka nayo so that because baninzi abantu abazawufunda baninzi sifuna ukwazi sifuna ulwazi.
Yeah.
Because ndivile uba nenza into ezininzi benithetha something else kuyaveki naveki so ndivuyile xa ndisiva kudoctor uba okay each and every week niba ne-topic enayo nizama ukusilendoza ukusifundisa ukusixhobisa because ke ezinye izinto nyhani ungacinga uyayazi into up until uyive emntwini oyaziyo uyibona uba okay bendingayazi.
True.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Siswam, thank you so much for chatting to me. Ngiyabonga. I can't wait to see you later on. Usikapile. Kujayive kube mnandi.
And I can't wait even myself.
Yeah.
I'm going.
It's gonna be nice.
Enkosi kakhulu ngelixesha ngelithuba. Ndiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you, Siswam.
Thank you.
Okay.